Hi, I'm Melody, and we're here in San Francisco at the Ghirardelli Square for the Luminary reception celebrating Deborah Voigt, the one and only. Let's take a look inside. I'm here with Carol Tran, one of the co-chairs of tonight's event. Carol, how long have you been with the SF Opera Bravo Club?
This is my second year, and it's quite an honor to be on the board of directors of the San Francisco Opera Bravo Club, which is actually the second largest opera companies, and it is definitely an honor for somebody who's in the young generation to be a part of.
Okay, and so what does it mean to you to be putting on one of the most extravagant events in San Francisco tonight?
Absolutely, I am very honored to have the opportunity to meet one of the world-renowned opera performers, Deborah Voigt, and to be able to throw this event and unite the old school traditional San Francisco opera with the new school of young generation who's into technology and into different types of cultures, and merge this so we can actually bring forth a new generation of San Francisco opera enthusiasts.
I'm here with Ileana Faccini, another one of the co-chairs for tonight's event. Ileana, how long have you been with the Bravo Club?
I've been with the Bravo Club since January 2010, so only 6 months.
Okay, and so now that you're fairly new, you've got the rest of the year to look forward to, what do you envision for this club?
Well, as Italian, definitely would like to connect even more with the Italian community in the San Francisco area and bring back maybe the opera to the Italian roots.
I'm here with Thomas Cunningham. You have a very important role tonight. You're going to be interviewing Deborah Voigt. Can you tell me a bit about your background with the SF Opera?
Sure, I've been a fan since I moved to San Francisco about 10 years ago, and I immediately found Bravo Club. I saw them advertised in the back of the program and was thrilled to have a group of young opera lovers that I could meet up with. And after a couple years, I joined right away, and then after a couple years, I became a board member. And so I served on the board as education co-chair, and did a lot of events, lectures, educational events, and things like that.
And so how does it feel to have the honor to sit down and speak with Deborah tonight?
Well, you're right. It absolutely is an honor. And of all the things that I've done for the Bravo Club, this is my favorite. And I think it's a real privilege to be able to interview her, and I'm not sure what I'm going to ask her yet, but mostly I want to just give her a chance for us to get to know her. I'd love to hear things about how she prepared for this role, what she loves best about being an opera singer, whether it's what she thought it was going to be, and things like that.
So I'm here with the ever-luminous Deborah Voigt. And Deborah, I have a couple questions for you tonight.
Okay.
First off, can you tell me a bit about your background with the opera and growing up with it in your life? How was that?
Yes, actually, I started singing as a very young person, and I was invited to be an apprentice with San Francisco Opera in I think it was 95? No, 85? 85. Oh my gosh, 100 years ago. And I spent 3 years here singing small parts with the opera company and understudying the larger roles to get that sort of experience. And then I moved to New York and sort of started pounding the pavement and got my career going there.
Okay, and can you tell me about what it's like to be in the most extravagant opera in the city right now?
Well, I'm very excited about it. I'm singing La Fanciulla del West, or the Girl of the Golden West. And it's a particularly wonderful character. She runs a saloon in an old mining camp, is surrounded by miners that she cares for very much, and helps to teach them to read and teaches them Bible lessons. And she's waiting for the perfect man to come along, as we all are. Advertisement. And anyway, along he comes, and she falls madly in love with him and ends up saving him. He's a bad guy when he approaches town, and she redeems him through love. It's actually an opera with a happy ending. This is a nice thing, too.
So if you had any words of advice to give to all of our young aspiring artists out there, what would it be?
I guess I would say that you really need to want it more than anything else in your life. If there's anything else that you're interested in, you should probably think about pursuing that too, because opera requires an enormous amount of dedication and time, and it really requires all of you. and just to go into it with the idea that there are all sorts of careers to be had as a musician, and that you don't have to sing at the Metropolitan Opera or at San Francisco Opera to have a great career, that you can sing in your local church group and community and be contributing and really find it very rewarding.
And so if you were able to go back in time and change one thing about your opera career, what would that be?
I probably would have spent more time in Europe as a young singer. I am an American singer and built my career here in America. And I think because of that, my language skills are not quite as good as some of my colleagues who spent time in Europe. So probably that would be the only thing I would change. I can't think of really anything else. It's been an interesting journey for me with its ups and its downs. But for the most part, I'm just really blessed and grateful that things have gone as well as they have, and to be here tonight with these young opera lovers.
And this teacher said to me, you need to go to the store and get some music to an aria. Well, I didn't even know what an aria was. She said, that's a song from an opera. Okay, fine. So I go to the store and I'm thumbing through the sheet music, and I picked out an aria. And from playing the piano, I knew what it sounded like a little bit, and I liked the melody, and I thought, this is great. So I took it to her and I said, this is what I want to learn. And she looks at me and she says, okay, well, that's normally sung by a tenor. It turned out to be Nessun Dorma, which is one of the most famous tenor arias of all time. And she said, maybe that's not where we should start. Let's start with Carabino and work our way from that. And of course now I'm actually considering using Nessun Dorma as an encore after Aretha Franklin stepped in and sang. I think Luciano Pavarotti canceled singing it, and Aretha said, I can do that. And she did. So anyway, so that's how I became introduced to opera.
So I'm here with an attendee at the Luminary Event, Dan Woods, right?
Yes.
So what is one inspiring takeaway that you've gotten from tonight?
Oh, it was a fantastic evening, and she was so personable and such a great personality, not just the voice. And I think if I had to pick one thing she said that was just really inspired me, she's referring to how to react after performance. If you haven't had your best performance, but then someone comes along and says, that was great, you've inspired me. And she said that she was taught that you don't take away from that person by pointing out the flaws and the little things, even though you're thinking it so much, and you just go with it and let them enjoy that. And I thought that was fantastic. She had a great sense of humor. It was just very personable through the evening.
That's great. Have you seen her perform before?
Yes, I saw her perform a solo performance at Stanford, and this was fantastic to come full circle from seeing her as a singing voice down on the stage to hearing the person behind the voice, and there really is a person there, which is what is really fantastic about this tonight.
I'm glad you left the event inspired. I'm here with Marie Carr, the president of the Bravo Club in SF. So this isn't our first Luminary event, and as you said, it's definitely not going to be our last. So tell me a bit about the Luminary events.
Well, the Luminary, I think, is one of Bravo's greatest and strongest events that we have throughout the year. It draws a wonderful crowd, and it's because it's really a social event that draws a heavy opera component. And we've been very fortunate over the years to have some large names that take time out of their busy schedule to come and join and mingle with our members. Last year we had Charles Castronovo, this year Deborah Voigt, and it's a true honor.
That's great. And how long have you been with Bravo?
I've been a member for a little over 5 years now, and I joined because I really enjoyed opera growing up here in San Francisco, my home. And as I became a young adult, I really wanted to attend the opera with friends and peers, young professionals of my age. And when I was able to connect with this group and meet wonderful people that enjoyed the opera as well, it was just a natural connection. Started volunteering and kind of worked my way up, joined the board, and I'm now president this year.
And now look at you now. Thanks, Marie. Life couldn't be any better. I've got the San Francisco Bay behind me, all the chocolate and wine my heart desires at the Ghirardelli Square right over there. I'd call it another fabulous evening for the books. Again, I want to thank the San Francisco Opera, the Bravo Club, and of course the lovely Miss Deborah Voigt. See you at the next Luminary event.